late 90s, Pokemon explodes on the scene. Everybody wants them. Everybody's got to have them. Pokemania is in full blast, you know. And I had a few younger cousins, all in the age range. I was with a woman at the time, younger siblings, age range, all Pokemaniacs, you know. Uh, so we both worked on a roofing crew at the time, and it was a pretty rough crew. We had a boss who was a total alcoholic, chasing you around, trying to always get you to drink on the roof. Come on, drink with me, drink with me, drink with me. And you're like, dude, get off me. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? We're on a roof, you know, and it just wasn't my deal. And during the winter time, you know, we would lose a dude that would go visit family. So we'd have to replace the guy. And usually just with somebody, it was just a warm body that we could just like punch around. It was like a whipping boy type situation. And this year we ended up getting this dude that was actually pretty cool. He could throw down some shingles. And so at first, you know, we had him on the ground. He was busting ass and he kept talking, oh yeah, I can do shingles, I can do this, I can do that. So we're like, all right, cool, get up on the roof. And he's throwing down, and yeah, definitely, you know, knew how to, you know, put down squares and put them down fast and straight. And he's all talking, and I'm watching and paying attention. And then I started noticing. I was like, oh, there it is. I seen the jaw going. You know what I'm talking about? When that jaw starts going, the grindy jaw, jitter jaw, and the whole time they're talking to you, it's going like this. And so yeah, it ended up being he was a crackhead, you know. So we figured dude would be probably 2 weeks. He'd go on a binge and then he'd be gone. And we're like, all right, it'll probably suck, you know. But crazy thing is, 2 days later, brought in some decks of some packs of Pokemon cards, and was looking to sell them. And I was interested in them. Out of everybody else, I was the only one because I had the nieces and nephews. He sold them to me for $5 a pack, and I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, yeah, I can use that, stocking stuffers. He's like, hey, you want some more? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, if I brought a box, would you buy it? And I'm like, yeah. So he brought me a box the next day, sold it to me for $30. And I was like, dude, hell yeah. He's like, how about it? Would you buy more of them? And I'm like, what do you mean? So he started bringing me boxes like every couple of days, you know, boom, 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 you know, 3 boxes, 4 boxes. And then he found out I was giving them to my cousins and all the kids. And he started selling to me for $15 a box. Cause now he had Jitterjaw taken care of. And while he had Jitterjaw taken care of, that put him up where he was doing like a couple squares an hour. You know, when he wasn't on hourly and he was doing squares, he was getting $20 a square, sometimes doing 3 squares or more an hour. So you do the math. And so he didn't care about the money anymore from the cards. So he started selling to me for $15 a box. So over the time, you know, the months, I built up these books for all these kids. You know, 200-300 cards, you know, or more in them. You know, holographics, Charizards of the time. You know, all the, you know, a mix of all the stuff, all balanced out in these books. And I gave them to the kids on Christmas. And I, you know, before I gave them to them, I was like, oh, I had to make these scrapbooks. Everything was rough. Gave them that to do. And they were used to always getting the crazy cool gifts from me because I was like the death metal, black metal, you know, uncle, older cousin, but they all, you know, viewed me as an uncle. So they were, oh, it's okay, you know, blah, blah. So they started opening it and they started looking through, and then they realized what they had in their hands. They just all started looking and they just started freaking out and screaming and opening it. And my cousins, you know, their parents are all looking at me and they're looking. They started showing them the book. And at the time, they all were selling stuff on like eBay all the time. They'd go out and buy up all the toys and cause like those shortages and sell them for like 4 and 5 times, you know, their cost. They were those people. And they were like, where the hell did you get all these Pokemon cards? And then I told them the story about, you know, how I was getting them and the cost. And they were like pissed. And so I told them, I was like, look, man, I was like, all those cards, your kids have them. I was like, I didn't sell any of them like you would have. I was like, they got every single one of them cards. And they were like, oh shit, you know. So but years later I got to see some of those books again, and they're still in perfect mint condition. Man, those kids took care of them decks. And instead of selling them, which they could have paid college tuition, I ended up finding out when I did this video what they were worth while I was looking for some photos just to talk about, you know, just the story of the whole Jitterjaw is what got this video going. And I was like, damn. And they passed them down, most of them. Now, some of them probably did some because I haven't seen all the decks. You know, a lot of the kids I haven't seen in years, you know. But the ones that I have seen have passed them down to the next generation of kids. And They, instead of thinking of the money value, they thought of the love and the times they played, because they expanded those decks and those books big time, you know. So, anyways, thought it was a cool story. 1999, I got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards for next to nothing, man. You know, peace out.